Hi everyone, and welcome to this webinar organized by WeUni in partnership with Liverpool Online. My name is Federica, nice to meet you all, and I'll be your host for today's event on behalf of WeUni. I see here that the first people are already starting to join in, so we're gonna wait just a few seconds before starting to allow everyone to connect. In the meantime, feel free to say hi on our chat here on Zoom, and please tell us where you are from. We're curious. First of all, I want to thank everyone for joining us and thank our panelists for being here with us today. As you can see here, I'm not alone, and I want to introduce you all to Ida Kemp, Deputy Academic Director, Stephen Livesey, Director of Learning Technology, Nicola Birch, Admission Manager, Sami Kaglen, Marketing Executive. And we have with us 3 student advisors that will give us some really useful testimonials about what it means studying at Liverpool Online and how you can be constantly supported. Pim Tongmer, Jess Price, and Irina Lowe. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you all. Today, we're going to discover the fully online and part-time programs. We are going to learn about how the virtual learning environment works and how to navigate the admissions process. In this webinar, we are also going to learn how Liverpool Online provides continuous support to students, ensuring students never feel alone during their online studies. Liverpool Online programs ensure you'll never be isolated. They offer guidance from dedicated tutors, access to a vibrant student network, and English language support. You also have the possibility to interact with our speakers and ask them questions. Today is a really great occasion since we have 3 students with us that just months ago were in the same situation as you. Talking about that, I'd like to remind you that after the presentation, we will have a Q&A session where you'll be able to ask a direct question to the panelists. So don't be shy and just type all type of question that pop-ups in your mind. Also, for those of you interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni for this free masterclass, stay tuned because we will post the link to get the certificate at the end of the session. So I think we are able to start now. Welcome to those of you who just joined us. And without further ado, now I'm leaving the floor to our panelists for their presentation. Enjoy this webinar and see you later.
Thank you, Federica. Just checking, you can all see my slides okay?
Yes.
Thumbs up, yeah, great, perfect, thank you. So yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Sami Charlian. I'm a marketing executive with the University of Liverpool Online. I'll be joined today by a number of speakers as mentioned by Federica earlier. So here are our speakers that will be discussing their areas later on. And just onto today's agenda then. So in this session, I will briefly introduce to you the University of Liverpool Online, highlighting the university's well-known global stature and reputation across the world. Ida will then be providing an overview of the programs that we offer here at Liverpool Online, followed then by Stephen, who's going to walk us through a demo of the virtual learning environment, the VLE. Jess, Pim, and Irina will then be highlighting all of the fantastic support that you'll receive as students during your time here at Liverpool, should you wish to study with us. We will then be joined by Nicola, who is here to provide an insight into the admissions and enrolment process to help provide some guidance on your applications. We also have time for questions at the end of the session, so do feel free to drop those into the chat and the Q&A as we go, and we will pick these up at the end and review them. So the University of Liverpool is a well-respected university. It's a founding member of the Russell Group, which is a group that comprises of the top 24 universities in the United Kingdom. It has many strengths in areas such as health, computer science, and management. The university has a significant number of international students, many online students. It's also associated with 9 Nobel laureates and is also ranked in the top 200 of universities worldwide. The university has been delivering online programs since the year 2000, so we're celebrating 25 years of being a pioneer in delivering higher online education. So the online master's programs that are offered by the universities is designed to work around you as a part-time postgraduate student, and likely as an international student as well, although we have many UK-based students that take our courses. You'll have the opportunity to engage with materials in your own time through the virtual learning environment that Stephen will be talking us through later on. There are also some live sessions, but they're usually not compulsory for you, although they're a really good opportunity to engage with other students in those sessions. We have a strong student community, and we try to ensure that online students have a good level of engagement with their fellow students and teaching staff. The course materials that are developed by staff are designed for an online environment, and our programs are much more than just simply a reading list. We aim them to be interactive, challenging, but there is also a high level of support from the academic and student support team to ensure that you're as successful as you can be whilst you're studying here at Liverpool. Students who successfully complete their studies graduate from the University of Liverpool and are awarded the exact same certificate as well as those who study on campus. So you do get the same experience as those who are studying on campus. And I will now hand over to Ida, who's going to take us through the fantastic programs that we offer here at Liverpool Online. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sammy. I'd just like to pick up again on what you've just said, that our courses are designed to work around professional and personal commitments. There's no requirement to attend campus events, and our students are located across the globe in over 100 countries, including Algeria, Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Canada, the USA, South Africa, Tunisia, just they keep going on and on. There are students of all ages on our programs as well, those who are just starting their careers and those who are far more established and bring their own expertise into the classroom. We help to do this to keep materials up to date, and people are always up to date with the latest development in their respective areas. Our lecturing team is all very experienced. We only recruit those with master's level teaching experience, and many have a strong research portfolio as well as industrial experience. We support the lecturing colleagues closely and have a close working relationship with them. Postgraduate study includes a strong emphasis on peer learning as well. So you will also share knowledge and experience with the other students on your program, as well as the lecturers. We try to ensure that even though you are online, you are part of a larger community of learning and shared experience. I manage a team of people who work together to make sure that the academic materials are at a very high standard. We have experienced academic faculty within Kaplan who work closely with our colleagues in Liverpool, and we also use our own experience in delivering online materials to match academic knowledge and expertise to the best outcome for you as a student. Our academic teams either already have or are currently undertaking formal higher education teaching fellowship, and we work together to ensure that you, as students, are offered the best tuition in a supportive and flexible learning environment. I help to look after the recruitment of the lecturing dissertation academic team as well, and I can assure you that we have a very rigorous and comprehensive process for recruiting individuals who have excellent subject knowledge, but are also committed to learning and teaching students and supporting students in the online environment. Many of my teaching colleagues have already led modules online, even before the recent events around the pandemic and before, and all of them need to demonstrate their aptitude and experience for teaching in a higher education environment. We attract an international cohort of lecturers who enhance the experience of all the students. So we understand that our students bring with them professional and practical experience, and our learning activities are grounded in an ethics of shared learning and experience. You will work closely with professional peers in a university environment where you learn as much from your colleagues and fellow students as you will do from your teachers. We encourage that approach through online discussion forums, which are supported and facilitated by our expert teaching colleagues, almost all of whom have at least a PhD in the subject area. We also have activities which are focused on your professional development. It won't be all essays, and the number of examinations in the programs is very limited. Most programs don't have any examinations. We try to ensure that the curriculum is based on your real-world work environments that will be of instant use to you in your workplace or professional environment. In the next section, I'll talk about each of the programs, but each of our program areas allows you to pursue different levels of qualification. You may decide to start on a postgraduate certificate to see how you feel, and then proceed to a longer program. A number of students decide to do this. We have 8 management programs, which are triple accredited by AMBA, ASCSB, and ECIS, and our website has more details on these. There are 5 computer science programs, some of which require computing experience and some which are designed for individuals who want to enter the field or to learn more. And these are all accredited by the BCS, the Chartered Institute for IT in the UK. And we have several programs in health, including a master's in public health and a range of psychology programs. And we have 1 program in law. I'll talk through each of these in a moment as we go through. So could I have the next slide, please? So I'd like to start with our management programs. The management programs are among the most popular. All the programs except the MBA are open to you if you don't have previous management experience. The MBA requires you to already be working in an organization at a middle to senior level, but that means that your student peers will bring their experience with them to the learning process. Most of our program titles speak for themselves, and our admissions team can provide more information about the details. Unlike many other management programs you might find from other providers, these programs are very focused. You might find other suites of programs share generic modules across programs, but our approach is very different with limited and other provision. The digital marketing, international human resource management and management programs share 4 modules, one of which is a research method module, but otherwise all modules are for the particular program only. That also means that other students on the course are focused on the same topics. Finance and investment management, MBA, project management, and healthcare leadership all have dedicated program-specific modules, and we encourage students to develop an online community of learning by progressing through the program together. The Management School at Liverpool is triple accredited by AMBA, the Association for MBAs, ASCSB, the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business, and ECIS, the European Foundation for Management Development Accreditation. There are limited synchronous activities across the programs, although the MBA includes attendance at particular events in line with AMBA requirements. Our admissions team can tell you more. Could I have the next slide, please? So our computer science programs were the first accredited fully online programs in the UK. The first class started in April 2000. The programs are all accredited by the British Computer Society, or the Chartered Institute for IT, and this means that the programs meet the international standards and benchmarks for quality. We have 6 computer science MSc programs. 2 of these are conversion programs, the computer science and the data science and artificial intelligence, which are designed for individuals who are new to the field and want to refresh their knowledge. These 2 plus the cybersecurity and the information systems management programs are open to students with all backgrounds. The artificial intelligence and the big data analytics are advanced programs best suited to students with computer science backgrounds. Our admissions team can offer advice on which program is best for you. Our students are working professionals. Some of them work for the industry giants such as Amazon, Disney, NVIDIA, Microsoft, to name just a few. But our focus is on both theory and practice, with a research component inherent to master-level programs. Our modules cover a broad spectrum of recent trends in computer science, including generative artificial intelligence and relevant natural language processing and deep learning modules. Could I have the next slide, please? Our academic practice programs are designed for individuals who work in a higher education or education environment and wish to enhance their learning and teaching skills, understanding, and knowledge. There are 2 pathways, one which is accredited by the UK Advance HE, formerly known as the UK Higher Education Academy, and one which is designed for people who wish to learn more but may not find themselves in a lead teaching role at the moment. The accredited program also includes the award of fellowship in the Higher Education Academy. Students on the non-accredited pathway may also apply for fellowship, but this is currently a separate process and needs to be done outside the program. Participants on this program are usually lecturers at university, and there's a large emphasis on peer learning and support. Indeed, the lecturers themselves on the program act more as facilitators, leading participants and sharing their knowledge and experience, and encourage the participant cohort to do the same. There is a strong international and global vision which underpins the materials, and the different perspectives add particular value to the discussions. Could I have the next slide, please? Our law program in international business law is an exciting opportunity to enhance students' curriculum vitae, resume, or experience in a new direction, or to extend their current experience in law by adding a business perspective. This program is ideal if students work in a national or international corporate setting and aim to work in one, or aim to work in a more senior level, as well as those involved in government and regulatory roles. This program provides you with strong disciplinary and critical analysis skills that are essential in modern business settings. The individuals who take this program are looking to ensure they are well placed for promotion and senior level positions. The program accepts students from a range of disciplinary backgrounds, and previous academic experience in law is not required, although there are law graduates on the program, and the syllabus is designed to ensure that they benefit from the business perspectives that are critical to promotion. The LLM program is deeply focused on employability, and it's structured to provide students with practical, real-world legal skills that are directly applicable to the demands of the international business landscape. The program places a significant emphasis on developing students' critical and analytical skills, and the curriculum is designed to challenge students to think deeply about current legal business law frameworks and develop their problem-solving skills. The program is highly interactive, fostering engagement through discussions, debates, case studies, and problem solving. Could I have the next slide, please? I'm going to speak a bit about our health subjects now. We have two programs which feature under the healthcare leadership and the Masters in Public Health. You may have noticed that the healthcare leadership also featured under the management list. That is because it's designed for individuals working in the healthcare field who are looking to augment their skills in management, leadership, and innovation in healthcare services. Pandemics, natural disasters, and the rise of health problems are just some of the reasons why public health is of increasing importance across the world. And as a result of these issues, there is an increasing need for a skilled and qualified public health workforce. The online Master in Public Health at the University of Liverpool can be studied as a general pathway, or students can specialise in mental health, international public health, or the management of health systems. It is ideal for those who have studied health subjects or who are already working in health services or governmental policy and planning roles at all levels. First, accreditation and professional standards. The online MPH is designed for professional standards and provides students with the knowledge and employers are looking for. It's aligned to the World Health Organization's principles and practices in public health. The programme is also closely aligned with the UK Public Health Register's specialist standards, so it prepares those who may wish to practice public health at more senior levels in the UK. We also have some very close links with the Royal Society for Public Health, which provide added benefits to students on the programme. For students themselves, the online MPH programme is our most diverse, with individuals from many countries with a wide range of experiences. A number of activities involve collaboration with other students, and this fosters a community of learning and experience, which leads to networks and connections being made, which extend beyond the time of the programme. And the programme brings prestige and expertise. Liverpool University, as you may already know, is world-renowned for its expertise in public health. Students benefit greatly from gaining the MPH at such a prestigious and world-class university, and will succeed in their studies through the close support of a lecturing team who are experienced professionals and have extensive knowledge in the range of topics which are covered in the syllabus. In summary, this online MPH is aligned to professional standards and professionally accredited from the student cohort is diverse, and students benefit from engagement and creating networks. And finally, students with the MPH from the University of Liverpool will stand out because employers will know they studied at a world-class university known for its expertise in public health. Could I have the next slide, please? And I'm going to finish with our psychology programs. These three psychology programs offer students different approaches to these very popular field. We offer a postgraduate certificate, postgraduate diploma, and MSc levels in each of the three programs. But please note that the postgraduate certificate and the postgraduate diploma level psychology course are not accredited by the British Psychological Society. Only the full MSc is. The first four modules or classes of the programme are all shared, so there is an opportunity for students to start one programme and then consider changing to one of the other programmes if they meet the academic requirements. If students start on the postgraduate certificate and want to progress, we can facilitate progressing to a higher award. All the MSc level awards require students to complete a 60-credit dissertation where they design, conduct, and write up a piece of independent research. The Psychology to Conversion programme is designed for students who may not have a background in psychology but are aiming for a career change and wish to augment their expertise. It is accredited by the British Psychological Society. Upon completion of the course to the BPS standards, students can apply for graduate basis for chartered status with the BPS. The programme covers topic areas such as cross-cultural issues in psychology, psychology of learning, cognitive psychology, and psychobiology. The mental health and organisational and business psychology programmes are not accredited, but offer students a more general psychology experience and are more professionally focused. The mental health psychology programme covers areas such as approaches to mental health, psychotherapeutic interventions, psychological appraisal and treatment, and cognitive behavioural therapy. The dedicated mental health psychology program helps guide students to careers in the field, providing them with key knowledge and foundations in general psychology and key areas of mental health. Students will be able to evaluate patterns in behavior and psychological functioning and to help recognize the best psychological approaches in relation to these issues. The Organizational and Business Psychology program covers areas of leadership, coaching, organizational change, and talent management. This is aimed at individuals who wish to understand how psychological approaches can be applied in a business environment and how to support individuals within organizations. This course helps students develop critical awareness and application of psychological theory and principles to a range of real-world workplace and organizational settings. These skills are developed in understanding of willpower and will empower students to enhance modern-day organizational effectiveness and support employee well-being. Almost all the lecturers are BPS accredited and have PhDs in the relevant fields of knowledge. Next slide, please. So our admissions team can help you decide which program is best for your needs. All our programs are led by experienced teaching colleagues who have experience at master's and PhD level and who might also be actively engaged in cutting-edge research activities. Lecturers are an important part of the learning process and can offer individual support when required through office hours or by arrangement. We have a rigorous recruitment process and work closely with our academic teams so that we provide a high level of student satisfaction and academic support. Thank you to our program directors who have spoken today, who will be coming, and each of our team are subject to specialists within Kaplan to support students in partnership with faculty with the University of Liverpool. If you have any questions, please contact our admissions team, who can also redirect questions to our teams if appropriate. Thank you. I'm now going to pass to my colleague Stephen, who will talk through the virtual learning environment.
Thank you, Ida. I've just started to share my screen, so hopefully you can see a slightly different display there, not the presentation. Hello, my name is Stephen Lidsey. I'm the Director of Learning Technology, and in this part of the presentation, we're going to go through a demo of the learning platform. So I will show you a little bit about how the platform is structured, and we'll go into a module to look at an example of some content. And hopefully it'll just give you a bit of a feel for what it's like to study one of our online programs. So first of all, this is the homepage to the VLE, and it's worth noting that you can access this on all sorts of different devices. It's all responsive, so you can access on your mobile, tablet, laptop, and so on. It's also the one place you'll need to get access to all the resources you'll need. So that could be all the learning resources, your assignments, feedback, grades. Everything you need is accessed through one place. We make it nice and easy to get the resources that you'll need to successfully complete your program. The platform is also not just the place where you'll access your taught modules, but it's also a space where you can access additional resources such as our Study Skills Hub, our student support pages, employability, wellbeing pages, all sorts of materials that help you along your journey through the program. So not just the top programs, but there's a wraparound service there as well that's all built into the learning environment. I don't have time to go into those resources today, but they are available to all our students throughout their program. So for this demo, I'm going to go into a demo module, and I'm logged in as a student. So this is exactly how you would see it as you log into the learning platform. And I'm going to go into this global trends in computer science module here. It doesn't really matter that this is a computer science module. The same structure and the same principles apply across all the program disciplines that Ida's just discussed. It's just a chance to show you one module in action. So this is the module homepage. On the left-hand side, you've got some navigation. So this is an 8-week module. We've got some key pages here that I'll work through in just a second. But then in the center of the page, we've got some introductory text. This might be a video, it might be some text, but the key thing is it just welcomes students to the module, provides the module learning outcomes to set expectations for the module. As you work through your program, the structure of the modules remains consistent as well. So you'll always see, for example, the lecturer office in the same place. If there are seminars and deadlines, all those details are always in the same place, just to help you become really familiar with the learning platform, and for you to be able to work through the modules really easily. And the platform is therefore not a barrier, but it just should help you facilitate your access to the materials. So the first page I'll look at is the lecturer office. And as Ida mentioned before, we have a whole team of academics who support our students through their programs. These are the lecturers. And on the lecturer office page, you will see their contact details, office hours, a bit of a biography, but also channels in which you can use to communicate directly with your lecturer. And they're really to help you with any academic queries you might have about the content, or perhaps about the assessment, anything to do with the subject matter. The lecturer is there to help you. If you've got questions, perhaps more about maybe your progression in the program, more kind of administrative questions, or anything else really, we also have that dedicated student support team. And you'll see on this demo, this chat with us button floats around on every page. This is a live chat, so you can actually start chatting with student support directly through the platform, and they can see which page you're on, and they can help with, might be a technical query, or maybe you need to make a payment, all sorts of things. Student support are only ever one click away there, or you can also access their contact details from one of these pages at the top, so you can call them, you can email them. They're on hand to help you through your program of study. Each module has a series of deadlines. So this is the schedule. This is a really important page. This is the schedule of the assessment in the module. So in this particular module, there are 4 assessment points. There's a discussion forum here that lasts for 3 weeks. There's a poster presentation, which is due in week 5. There's another discussion forum over weeks 5 to 7. And then finally, in this module, there's an essay. And again, Ida mentioned this before, but we do have quite a wide range of assessment formats throughout the program. So it could be something as simple as an essay. It could be a report. It might be more of a reflective piece, maybe some kind of journal entry, or maybe a collaborative activity where you're working in a group to produce, well, in this example, a presentation, or it could be a video, all sorts of different types of assessment. But the main thing also to consider is that rather than one large piece of assessment at the end, we're breaking that assessment model up over the course of the 8 weeks of the module. And you can see here that the weighting in the final grade book is distributed over those different assessment points. Also worth noting here that you'll get feedback on each of these assessments throughout the module from the lecturer who's supporting the module. So you'll receive feedback as you work through. And the idea there is that as you receive feedback, for example, from the first discussion forum, you can apply that feedback to the second discussion forum. So instead of waiting right until the end to get the final grades, you're constantly getting feedback to help you develop your understanding of the material throughout the module. But a really important page, and these dates, it's important that you hit the deadlines, but they're also populated in your calendar. Again, there's a calendar in the platform that can sync to your personal calendars, and we try and make it as easy as possible for you to be aware of those key deadlines. In this module, there's a series of live seminars, and each seminar in this example has a topic with some prep materials that students need to read. But it might be that the module or program you're studying doesn't have live sessions. Not every program does. In this program, they're optional. And if you're unable to attend the sessions, don't worry, they're all recorded. You can catch up on the recording later. They're all delivered using Zoom. So again, a nice, easy, intuitive platform that most users have used before, and delivered obviously by your lecturer. A great opportunity to meet your lecturer in a Zoom room, but also a great opportunity to meet your fellow students in a synchronous session as well. So if you can attend it, that's great. But if not, you can always catch up on the recordings later on. Okay, so I'll go into now a week of study and we'll look at some content. So typically the model looks something like each week has a individual topic. There's some introductory text for the week and then some learning outcomes. And then as I scroll down the page, I can see a series of activities for me to complete throughout the week. And the first activity is a lecture cast. So I'm going to go into the lecture cast and have a look at this. Really, this is our version of what might have been a traditional lecture on campus. Instead of delivering that as a 1-2 hour lecture to an audience, we've broken that content up into different formats of media, and it ends up looking something like this. So again, we've got some intro text, but as I start the lecture, we start off with a piece of video. So I'll just play this. I will mute the audio, but there is an audio track going over the back there, and that's providing a voice narration to the video. We try and make the videos as visually appealing as possible, but obviously relevant to the content. I think this is talking about a history of computing hardware, but we try and make that visual nice and clean and simple for students to follow. So it could be some kind of animation with some graphics. It might be simple text on the screen. It just depends on what the content is about for how we present it. But you'll also see that these videos are also relatively short. So this is about 4.5 minutes long. And if I just pause that, then go on to the next step, we can see I've got a different format now. So we've got more of a kind of a timeline type activity here. And if I just jump forward to the end of this first little section, we've then got a short quiz to complete as well. These activities really are just to check my understanding of the content that's just gone before. These don't contribute to your final grades in the grade book. Really just an opportunity for you to engage with the content on some level to check that you've understood what's going on. But you can retake these questions and you can work with this content in your own pace. And it might be at this point you want to take a pause. You can go back and it actually saves where you're up to. So if I go back to the home page here, we can see I got this far, but I didn't quite finish that activity. So I might start this piece of learning, then go to work, and then pick it up later on in the evening, and it'll track your progress throughout that. So you don't need to sit and watch a lecture in a kind of traditional format. It's broken up into this kind of multimodal format. So that's a lecture cast. Typically, there'll be one of those each week in a module, normally introduce the key concepts for the week. But then beyond the lecture, there'll be different activities. So again, I don't have time to go into all of these, but in this example, there's a couple of extension activities. We're asking students to vote in a poll. So you put forward your opinion on a particular topic, and there's a discussion forum to discuss the results of that poll. There's usually some reading material. So if I click on the reading list here, you can see we've curated a reading list specifically for the content this week. So instead of one big reading list for the module, each week has a dedicated reading list where we can really focus in on the key things that you should be looking at. And then there's a link here to the University of Liverpool online library. So all these resources are available to you. You don't need to go and buy any textbooks or any resources. All the materials are available to you through the platforms that are you're given access to. And of course, you can use that online library to do much wider research. We just curate the list to give you some focus for it, but you can go beyond that and really explore the hundreds of thousands of resources that are in that online library. If I go back to week one, we'll just look at a couple of other activities. So this week there's also a discussion forum, so I'll take a quick look at this one. Actually, this is an assessed activity as well. So typically you're given a prompt, so some instruction about how to complete the activity. Here it lasts for 3 weeks. It's quite a detailed prompt. And then towards the bottom of the page, you would just add your discussion topic. So, I don't know, post one, type in your response. If it is assessed, you think about things like referencing and making sure you cite your sources. But then what will happen over the course of this forum, the duration of the forum, is your peers will reply to your posts, will ask you questions, you will be encouraged to ask them questions. So really, this is a great opportunity to collaborate with students from all over the world in an asynchronous environment. So you don't need to be doing this at the same time, but a brilliant opportunity to collaborate with that network of learners that you'll join when you join these online programs. A kind of feature of online learning that isn't often discussed too much, but a great value add is that you're studying with students from all over the world, from all sorts of different backgrounds, and the discussion forums are a great opportunity for you to engage like that. And then finally, I jumped straight to week 8, and at the end of the week, sorry, the end of the module, we've got different activities, so there might be a different reading list, perhaps a seminar prompt. But then in this example, we've got an end of module assignment and the opportunity for you to give us some feedback as well. So that feedback we use to make improvements to content, to make improvements to the learning platform, all sorts of things. So on a regular basis, we're listening to students and making continual improvements to the overall learning experience. So you're involved in shaping the success of these programs as well. Hopefully that gives you a bit of a sense of what it's like to study one of our modules and go through that learning platform. I'm now going to stop sharing and hand over to I think, Sammy, if you're okay to share the presentation again, we'll be able to move on to the next section. But thanks for listening. That's the tour of the learning platform.
Can you see the slides okay?
Yeah, we've got them now. Thanks. Yeah, great.
I believe it's the student support team.
Yep. So, hi everyone, I'm Pim, one of the student support advisors here at Liverpool. At Liverpool, we have dedicated teams that students can contact at any point in their studies for further support. We appreciate that online learning can be challenging, so we have these support teams in place to help reassure you so you can receive the relevant support to ensure you succeed. Whether that be for any non-academic queries with the student support team, general academic support with the study skills team, support from the students' welfare or students' experience team. Could I have the next slide, please? I'm going to start with the student support team. The student support team here at Liverpool are always on hand to help students during their studies. We are here to help students from the enrollment to graduation. We mainly help with non-academic matters, such as if you are experiencing any extenuating circumstances that impact on your ability to study. We appreciate students experience highs and lows throughout their studies, so we are always happy to meet with students to discuss the options and available support if they are going through an unexpected or difficult time. We can provide students with further guidance if they are unable to submit an assignment on time. We can also discuss taking a study break if students feel they are unable to study. We can help with any technical queries to do with the online learning platform. For example, if they are unable to find or access a certain resource, we can help look into this in the first instance and help resolve this as soon as possible, or refer this to the relevant technical teams if necessary. If students ever have any questions that they are not sure about or don't know who to reach out to, we are always best placed to reach out to in the first instance to look into any concerns further. In the case that we are unable to help with any queries directly, we can also signpost students to the correct persons or departments for the most appropriate support. Our office opening hours are from Monday to Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7, sorry about that, from 8:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. UK time. And for Fridays, we are available from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. UK time. Students can reach us by email or telephone. We also offer live chat support, which is available on the learning platform for any quick questions students may have. This means that you can contact us through various methods of communication. Could I have the next slide, please? Thank you. And moving on to our students' welfare. For support with students' welfare, I would like to assure you that we have a disability officer who can help students look into any challenges that they may be facing during their studies. And the team can also put in place reasonable adjustments to ensure they are receiving the relevant support which can help students succeed. Students are welcome to reach out to the team at any point in their studies if they feel they would benefit from this extra support. We also have a range of useful resources on the learning platform to assist students if they're experiencing challenges with their mental health or well-being during their studies. We recognize that we have a duty of care in creating a safe online environment for all students to undertake their studies. Therefore, please be sure that we have safeguarding officers in place that take safeguarding issues very seriously so students can reach out if they do ever have any concerns. All information and resources about welfare and disability are accessible for students on the learning platform at any point during their studies, and students are encouraged to reach out to the student support team in the first instance if they are not sure who to contact, and we can direct them to the relevant support within this area. And could I have the next slide, please? So moving on to our students experience team. The students experience team are there to support students on wider students experience during their studies. I would like to assure you that we have a students experience officer who can look at students' feedback, such as looking at social forums and end of module surveys, which students can complete once they finish a module. The surveys help provide feedback to help develop the overall students' experience on each program. So the feedback is taken very seriously and they are passed on to the relevant teams to discuss ways in which changes can be made to assist the students' experience. The students' experience team can also help you look into careers opportunities. So on the learning platform, there are careers resources which the team have put together to students for students to further develop their careers. And finally, of course, they are involved with graduations as well. At the end of the program, students are invited to attend graduations in person, and the experience team will also value students' feedback about the overall experience students with Liverpool. And yep, that's it from me. Thank you. I'm going to pass this to Arina from the Study Skills team.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pim. Yes, I am Erina, and I'm a Study Skills Advisor at University of Liverpool. So the Study Skills team is here to support you all throughout your learning journey. And we provide guidance on study skills, such as with referencing, academic writing, assignment structure. We know that a lot of our students come to us through work experience and so might not have as much sort of academic writing, and so we're there to make sure that that transition is seamless and that students feel supported with their assessments. So we offer one-to-one sessions and workshops, and we're also contactable at all times via phone and email. So Monday to Friday, 8:30 till 5 p.m. UK time. But again, we're always there. So if you ever have any questions, you can always get in touch with us. And we always do our best to help you out. If I could get the next slide, please. Thank you. So yeah, as I was saying before, we offer one-to-one online sessions, which is sort of where we support students the most, I would say, as well as our study skills workshops. And again, some of the areas that we can help with, so academic writing, reading and research, referencing and citations, which again, I know that that's one area where maybe if you haven't done sort of academic courses in the past, referencing might be something that you're unfamiliar with, or maybe you just need to brush up on referencing or transition to a new referencing style, depending on your course. We also help with critical thinking and analysis, as well as academic English and ESL support. So if English isn't your first language and you'd like some additional support transitioning into postgraduate study, we have Mate on our team who can help with that. And we also provide feedback review sessions. So once you've completed your assignments and received your grades and feedbacks from your lecturers, we can provide you additional feedback and help you to work on the areas that you need to improve on so that you can succeed throughout your studies. And I also did just want to mention that when you enroll on a course, obviously Stephen was showing you the VLE, we also have our own page, the Study Skills Hub, where you can find lots of resources to support you throughout your course, as well as webinar and workshop recordings. And this is also where you can contact us and reach out for one-to-one support. Amazing. Next slide, please. Perfect. So I'm going to pass on to admissions now. Thank you all very much for listening.
Thank you. Thanks, Brett. Just before I start, I've got a cold, so I'm really hoping, like a summer cold, it's the worst time to get one, but I'm hoping my voice will last for the whole the whole slide, so just bear with me if you don't mind. So I'm Nicola, and I'm going to talk you through the admissions process. So you've heard all the amazing things about Liverpool, and I'm sure you can't wait to apply. So we've made it as easy as we can. So the application is all online, and it's quite simple. You can see what we require there. The information that we need is supporting documents. So we need an ID with a date of birth on it. And when we say an ID, we don't mean just a photograph of yourself with a selfie. We get lots of selfies, surprisingly enough, but that's not really the ID that we need. We need something with a date of birth on it, if possible. An up-to-date CV, educational certificates. If these are not in English, we do need them translated as well. And a personal statement. This is really important. So it's really important that you take time to put your personal statement together. Don't ask ChatGPT, because we know when you've done that as well. So yeah, make sure that it's really personal to you, and you've thought about why you want to study the course, you know, what you're going to get out of it, and your personal goals at the end of it. And then if English isn't your first language, we do need evidence of your English language level. But I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you don't have any evidence, like an IELTS or a TOEFL, then we can set up a free kite test for you. So I would just say apply with all the documents, and then, you know, as many documents as you can. And if there's anything missing, we'll get in touch with you and ask you to resend those. Next slide, please. So the admissions process, again, it's very simple. So you will be assigned a personal admissions advisor, and they will guide you through the whole process. So you're not going to be, you know, changing advisors halfway through. You'll have your personal advisor, and they will start with you on your journey and go right through till the end, till you're enrolled at the University of Liverpool. And it's their role to advise you along the way and support you with making sure you're on the right programme, and that the programme that you've chosen is in line with what you're expecting and what your career goals are. When you're ready to apply, you would do so directly on our internet, on the web page. It's very easy. You just click a button and it tells you exactly what you need to apply with. And there is no fee. So I know that in some places, or for some universities, there is a fee that's attached to applying. And there is no fee attached to applying to the University of Liverpool's online programmes. So when you're just ready, I would just say to you that please try and apply when you've got all your documents. It just makes it so much easier and so much quicker for you. If you apply with all your documents, we can usually get an offer out to you within 48 hours. It's when you apply, when you send little bits of documents each time, that's when it takes up the time. So when you're ready to apply, get all your documents together and then submit them on the website. Your app then is reviewed by one of our admissions advisors, and if improved, then an offer letter will be sent, and this confirms your place on the course and the next steps. If it's a conditional offer, so something's missing, that will also be on your offer letter, and it will tell you what the conditions are for you to meet in order for you to gain access onto the course. And then all you need to do is accept, pay a deposit, and that's it. Nice and simple. You're on the course. Next slide. So tuition fees, I won't read them out. I think you can read them yourself. You can see them all there. So these are the tuition fees for 2024 and 2025. Obviously, we've got the different programmes, so starting with the PG CERP and PG DIP, and then going through to the full Masters programme, which is on the next page. I think, yeah, there you go. So these are the fees for this academic year. We do offer monthly payment plans, so you don't have to pay everything up front. Again, this is not the case everywhere. So we understand that most of you are probably working and you need to budget, you know, alongside your life that you've got. So we offer monthly payment plans for all of our programmes, and the fees are just divided equally between the months that you're studying. So please note that there may be some, subject to change depending on each year. It's annually reviewed. So yeah, that's just part of the parcel. Sorry, I'm suffering here now. So next slide, please. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I missed that one. So we've also got scholarships and discounts available. So we have regional scholarships. So thank you. I couldn't see it was too small. We have regional scholarships of up to 20%. These are automatically applied once you go through the process with the admissions advisors. You don't need to apply for our scholarships. They're not limited to numbers. So if you're eligible for a scholarship, you will get the scholarship. So regionals are up to 20%. We offer a 5% discount if you choose to pay the full fees up front. And I would advise this is a really good way to make sure that you're paying what the fees are for 24-25. So, there's not going to be any change. So if you pay your fees up front, you also get an additional 5% discount. We also offer a 10% discount for alumni students. And many of our courses have a 15% executive scholarship attached to them for the May and the July intakes. I would say the best thing to do is to check our website, because that's got the most up-to-date details on the scholarships and what we can offer you. But if we, if you make an application to us, we'll make sure that we apply the highest scholarship available for you, regardless of, depending on where you're studying from. Thank you. Next slide. So these are our intakes. So the next intake is the 27th of May. So not long now, but plenty of time to apply if you've not applied and you think I want to start as early as possible. Then we had an 8th of July for the public health, Master of Public Health. And then we have a 22nd of July for the MBA programme. We've also got an additional programme start date for computer science only on the 5th of August. And then our main intake is the 7th of October. That is a bigger intake because it's just generally when most people have had their results from previous institutions and can apply for their master's programme. We do the MBA programme again on the 21st of October. So plenty of dates, plenty of time to start. Next slide, please. That's it for me. My voice made it through. I'm very happy. Any questions?
Hello again. First of all, I want to thank our panelists for the accurate presentation and the useful testimonials. I see that we have some questions from the participants. So I'd like to remind you that there is still time to ask questions, and you can do so by writing in the Q&A box. So I'd say let's start with the first question. That is, how practical are these online master's programs? Are there opportunities for applying theory to real-world scenario or case studies?
I'll pick that one up if that's okay. And the answer is they are very practical. The programs are meant to offer support immediately you start the program. You should be able to use some of the elements that you're using in the modules in your professional practice immediately. We try to avoid doing essays, and there are very limited examinations. So you'll be having case studies. Depending on the program, you might be having case studies. You'll certainly be doing collaborative work with other colleagues on the programs. You'll be perhaps producing reports, producing reflective elements, thinking about your own practice and how that impacts on your work. It depends on the program about what the assessments are, but they are meant to be very practically based and really applicable to your professional environment from the outset. Thanks.
Thank you. And next one. How are group projects or collaboration handled in an online environment, especially for management-related programs?
Thank you. I'll pick that one up. They're handled carefully, but sympathetically. So we understand that your colleagues are all very busy people. You're managing professional and personal requirements of your own. So there'll be groups set up so you can work asynchronously or through discussion boards. There are not requirements outside of the MBA to meet in person, but if you wanted to arrange Zoom meetings or team meetings, you will have access to those. The Teams meetings will be part of your package as a student at the University of Liverpool. So you can arrange team meetings if you want to speak face to face. You can do it through discussion boards. And there's really good guidance. The lecturers will also support you. And if you have any issues, our student support team has good guidance as well. So we understand that group work can be really challenging in an online environment, but the benefits in order to work with students from a global international cohort are really make it a really attractive part. You'll learn loads from your other students, and that's a really important part of the program.
Thank you. And next question. How flexible is the online study schedule? Can I study at my own place, or are they fixed, or are there fixed deadlines for assignments on classes?
I'll pick this one up too. To be honest, we do have fixed deadlines and we do require students to stay to them, but that's mainly so that students can study together. Having said that, if you wanted to take a break between modules, that can be arranged. You can talk to our student support team who can talk to you and sort out a schedule which is best for your needs. So our modules tend to be 8 weeks in duration, and then there's a bit of a break, and then another 8 weeks. Some of the other modules are larger or smaller on the Masters in Public Health. Our admissions team and our student support team can help you with that. But we do expect that if you start a module, you meet the deadlines and you complete the module, because that is how you work together with your other students as well.
Thank you. And next one, do online students receive the same University of Liverpool degree certificate as on-campus students?
I'll pick this one up. They do. Students will get a University of Liverpool transcript. They will be invited to attend a graduation event in Liverpool as well upon a graduation. I get to attend those events and I really enjoy them. So it's lovely to see our graduates process across the stage in the place in Liverpool. So yes, it's the same qualification and the same recognition as if you were on campus.
Perfect. And I have some questions. If I still not take English test, can I still apply and submit the English test results later?
I'll pick this one up. Yes is the answer. You can apply. However, you'll have a conditional offer. It's better to apply once you've got the English test results. If you're doing a kite test, I mean, I wouldn't pay for an IELTS, just to put it out there. If you haven't got an English test already, just let the admissions advisors know that you haven't got a test, and we can set up the kite test for you, and it's free of charge. And also, you get your results straight away. So there shouldn't be any delay really then in getting your offer. So I would suggest that, yeah, you would just let us know, and then could apply with the kite test.
Perfect. And the same participants ask if there is an English test different from the official English test like TOEFL or IELTS.
Yeah, they can take the Kaplan, the kite test that I've just been talking about. That's what we suggest, that if they don't already have an IELTS or a TOEFL.
Perfect. Next question. When do online lectures usually take place, or is it everything asynchronous with the lecture casts?
I'll pick this one up. We do have some seminars, depending on the program, and some live events, but those are usually arranged at the convenience of as many of the students in the cohort as possible. Our student cohort are small, so you won't find yourself in a class or a module with more than 25 students, because we want to have some interaction between students. So so there's also a personal requirement or communication with the lecturer, because our groups are quite small. It will vary by program. The Masters in Business Administration does have a number of synchronous activities which are required because of the accreditation. Some of our other programs have much less. So again, our admissions team can advise you about how much time there would be to be asynchronous or synchronous. But when there are seminars, the lecturers do their best to make sure that that the times of the sessions are arranged around the convenience of the students. I hope that helps.
Perfect, thank you. And another question. If I am currently writing my bachelor thesis while applying for the master's program, is a transcript of records of my exams sufficient to apply?
I'll pick this one up. So again, it's similar to my other question answer. Yeah, you can apply with a transcript. However, we will need your final results in order to make it unconditional. We do need to have those final results and your final degree certificate in order to give you an unconditional offer.
Thank you. We have another question. There is, hello, thank you for the presentation. I'm a pharmacist by profession, but currently working as a medical sales representative in my country in the field of marketing. Which course do you think would be suitable for me to elevate my professional growth?
I will try with this one, but this is a very difficult question because this is really important for you as an individual about where you'd like to be, where you want to progress. A marketing program might be best for you, but it depending on what you want to obtain from the program, you should talk to our admissions team to go through the syllabus and what aspects are most attractive to you. I would also recommend that you talk to colleagues who are perhaps further along the career path than yourself and find out how they got to the position that they're in themselves, because that will give you a better idea about what you might decide to study and how you might want to approach it. It's that kind of question is very individual to your own circumstances, so it's difficult for us to answer it for everybody. But as I say, talk to colleagues, see how they got to where they are, and then follow their advice as appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. And another question. Is a letter of recommendation or reference required for the application?
I'll pick this one up. No, it isn't. We don't require that.
Perfect. Thank you. So first of all, I want to thank our fantastic guests for the interesting debate and thank everyone for joining us and for your questions. I'd like to remind everyone interested in receiving a certificate of attendance by WeUni that you can click on the link that I'm sending in the chat right now and request it. Before we say goodbye, I'd like to ask our panelists if they would like to leave our participants with a message. Don't be shy.
Yeah. I'll do it. Yeah, thank you. Thanks everyone for joining. I really hope you enjoyed our presentation and that you learned quite a lot. I mean, I learned something when I come on these presentations that I didn't know before. So I'm sure that you've gained a lot of knowledge from what we offer, and I really hope that you submit your application soon and we can welcome you to the University of Liverpool.
Thank you again to our speakers and everyone connected with us today, and I hope to see you again in the next webinar organized by WeUni. Bye everyone and have a nice day. Bye.
Bye.